Hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on the Rock Metal Podcast, we have Apollo Stands, and they have a new album coming out November 5th called Interstellar with some crazy artwork we're going to get into. We're going to get into the album, we're going to get into the artwork, we're going to get into everything here. Right now I'm being joined by Alexei to share some more information about this stellar release, as well as, I believe, how the beach was in Spain. So,
yes,
Alexei, great to have you on the show.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if that's okay, I want to chat about Spain.
Yes. No, it was lovely. It was warmer than here. That's all I can say. I don't know about where you are, but it was definitely warmer.
Well, I am in Canada and the prairie. So, to put it bluntly, I guess you could say winter is right around the doorstep. It is currently 4 degrees Celsius, cloudy, and the leaves are falling.
Yes. No, we're pretty much in that state as well over here.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that we could agree on something. Now, the other things we can agree on is that Interstellar is a stellar release to astronomical proportions.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
You're quite welcome. Now, take us through this album. Is it... Actually, sorry, my question actually kind of is, what is it? What did you guys set out to create? What is this album about?
I mean, it's not really a concept album in itself. It's about many different things. I mean, obviously there is a stellar inspiration there, but then we've got songs like "Pick Up," which are more about the struggles with drug addiction, and then other ones like cannot think off the top of my head. The Arbiter, which is more about the struggles of day-to-day life as the average person. But it does revolve a lot around interstellar space, you know, obviously with the name Apollo Stands. That is a big influence in our music, definitely.
Okay. So, I mean, and that's kind of an interesting question because there's so many space themes then. Because when it said Apollo Stands, I don't know if you guys meant, you know, like a Greek statue or if you meant... the rockets that took people to Hollywood so they could film people pretending to be on the moon.
Yes, obviously, yeah. That did happen.
No.
Don't talk too much about that, they'll come after us.
That's right.
No, I mean, with Apollo, I mean, obviously, he is the god of music among many other things, you know, the god of sun and stuff like that. So there's the... and the space aspect of it as well. It's definitely been a huge influence in my music since the beginning.
Why is that?
I think space has always just fascinated me. Sorry, I moved away. It's always just fascinated me. I like watching it in my spare time. I like learning about it. I think it's just it's something we know so little about, and yet we're surrounded by.
That was deep. Something we know so much about, yet we're so little about, despite the fact that we're surrounded by it. That's almost the human. You mentioned, you know, day-to-day struggles in life. Yeah. Wouldn't that be part of the human experience, that we have the incredible ability to be distant from reality?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about distant from reality. I think we sort of get lost in our day-to-day life, like you said about reality, and sort of just forget about where we are and what's going on around us.
Well, maybe not reality. That's kind of the word I used just to sort of encompass denial of climate change, for example. As a result of what I would call being disconnected from the earth, just doing things to the earth that don't make sense, but being okay with it because this strange human existence that says, well, I'm me and that's the earth and we're two different things.
No, I did speak about this recently. You know, as you said about climate change, you know, it's ridiculous how easily we could solve the problem, and yet we decide not to. Yeah,
there's no money in solving that problem.
No, exactly. No, that is exactly why it's not being solved as quickly as it should be.
Yeah, and then but money's not real, so it just starts going into circles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly so.
Okay. Sweet. Day-to-day struggles. Drug addiction. Now, this is, we were talking about things that are like quintessentially British. Something that comes up a lot is day-to-day struggles. And I'm kind of curious, what's life like over there that a day-to-day struggle become something to write a song about? 'Cause, I mean, I myself am burdened by going on the hamster wheel to pay bills, and then having the realization that, like, well, here's a fun fact: I pay for a car to take me to work. So if I just stop working, I actually don't need to pay for a car.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, you still have to pay the bills and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I totally get it. I mean, day-to-day struggles around here. I mean, obviously, it's just our politicians, our politics that we're surrounded by in this country is just, as you've seen, a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, I heard Brexit was going very well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
For the 5 people it benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. I mean, that's what we talk about. You know, the power and the wealth should be shared out a lot more than it is. But obviously, you know, certain people are told they're worth more than they are. They get that into their mind, and here we are in this world.
And here we are in this world. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now, I guess the next question is, I'm bringing up 7 tracks on this record. It's kind of a funny one that comes to mind is, with 7 songs, was it going to be like an EP and you guys said, you know what, we got a couple more tracks to just fill out an album?
I mean, it was originally 6, and our second song, which essentially is Insolarus, was going to be a lot longer, but we realized, you know, time is short, people's attention span is short, so we decided to sort of break it up a bit more, and we've tried to compress it as much as possible without sort of ruining the listener's experience, basically. And just like trying not to extend stuff where it's not necessary.
Okay, so a production decision.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, I feel like we've taken on board a lot, because obviously I spoke to you before about Minds, didn't we?
Maybe. Carry on. Because remember, people have a short attention span, so...
But anyway, yeah, so we got a lot of criticism for that album, and we've taken it on board, you know, taken it on a chin, and we've applied that to this album, and in hopes that it will be what people expect and what people will enjoy, at the same time as making good music.
Correct. Now, I guess my next question then, you know, making something that people enjoy, during the last 18 months, how... for example, usually, like if I were a band and I wanted to find out, you know, if my album is successful, similar to how a comedian will go out and tell a joke and then read the crowd and then think back, was it the delivery? Was it the joke? Was it the crowd? And then dissect it and work on it. A band should do the same thing. We're going to play a song. We're going to have, you know, the drummer's 3 girlfriends film it. And then we'll take a look at the footage. You know, are we playing in time? Is it the wrong crowd? Was it a country gig and we showed up as a metalcore band? Are people walking back to the bar? But that really couldn't happen over the last 18 months. So how did you guys do that?
Well, I mean, you know, we've had a lot of reviews. We did have a lot of reviews for the album, and a lot of them were very kind. And I know, looking back at it now, there is a lot of stuff I would have changed and done better. And they outlined everything that I had thought. So we basically just listened to what the reviewers and what our friends had to say. Because like you said, we didn't have much of a chance to perform it, because we've just been cooped up trying to do the best we can to sort of keep some sort of music alive. Yeah.
Very, very true. Now, one of the tracks you mentioned, Insolarus, has a lyric video. So everybody listening in, go into the show notes down below the episode. There you'll find some links for the band's website. I've got some links for some socials. Do you guys have an actual website that we can send people to?
We actually don't. No, we've sort of mostly focused on social media, so like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We're definitely on those, and we definitely push most of our stuff through there.
Okay. Is there one that you guys prefer to send people where you are most definitely find yourself connecting with people?
Facebook and Instagram, we're pretty active on. Yeah, we like both of those are very good.
Okay, so what I'm going to do down below is in the show notes, I'm going to put all the links for the socials, which basically, if you look up Apollo Stands on any social, you will find it. But I'm going to go ahead and put those links in there. And then also below that, we've got a couple of videos that are available, Insolarus and Pickup. And Insolarus, I've got up as a lyric video. You mentioned that track specifically. You also said that it's a made-up word.
Mm-hmm.
Take us through this track. Why does it deserve a made-up word? What does the made-up word mean? Take us through the lexicography of Apollo Stands.
That's a big word for me, but I think I can sort of try and work with it.
If it even is a word, let me look at it. I may have made that word up. Who knows? It's a real word, the practice of compiling dictionaries.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so, it was a word. Not exactly what I wanted to say, but it was a word.
No.
But anyway, take us through Insolarus, please. Or Insolaris, sorry.
No. I mean, it's Insolaris. I mean, it was sort of again, like an amalgamation of words like we are in, solar, our solar system, and then us in our solar system. Mm-hmm. That's all it is, basically, very simple. Because obviously this is what the music sort of revolves around. Now, that particular song is a bit darker than that. It was a working title, if I'm perfectly honest, but we decided to run with it because we liked it so much.
Yeah. That works. It works, baby. And there's a lyric video available so everybody listening in or watching. Go ahead and click that YouTube link. You can follow along. And there's also some comments on the video that say that you guys are doing great. Can't wait for liftoff. I mean, you got this space-themed thing going on, and somebody gets right in there and says, well, I can't wait for liftoff, baby.
No, I like that. Yeah, that's good.
How does that feel to come out with this concept and have somebody on the internet understand it and sort of pay homage back to that?
No, it's great. It's nice for people to, more comments and more sort of feedback we get is great. I mean, obviously, I think the video gives it away a little bit with the sort of spacey theme going on in there. But we absolutely love everyone just sort of telling us what they think.
Sweet. Now, at the time of recording, Pickup hasn't aired yet. It premieres in 9 days as of time of recording. However, at time of release, it will be available. So since I can't see it, take us through what this video is and if it's in relation to the song. Does the video match the song? What is the song about?
Yeah, I mean, the song is about it's about drug addiction. A guy that's sort of like at the end of his rope, and he's really struggling. He's sort of being outcast by his family and friends, living on the streets, sort of getting by. But he's sort of definitely hit rock bottom. And obviously, he tries to seek some sort of compassion from his drug dealers, who essentially shove him or cast him aside as well, and that ultimately leads him down a dark path, which he's going to wish he didn't, without giving too much away. I mean, when you watch the video, it's very hard to sort of. It's one of those things you want to watch again, because there's the idea of, where has this guy been? What's going on? Is he even alive? So you understand, so that sort of idea, and that's definitely in the lyrics and in the video itself, obviously, as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very confusing.
I don't know if it's confusing or not, but one of the things I was thinking was quasi-cynically, if not entirely cynical, is, if drug dealers had better customer service, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, this wouldn't have happened. But,
exactly. They maybe need to take a class on how to, have better customer service. Going back to where money benefits, and we're willing to destroy fellow humans over paper that the government prints, which actually at this point is just a blip on a screen. It's just a computer at this point.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I mean, who carries cash anymore?
Yep, exactly. And then space exploration, I thought this would be kind of an interesting thing maybe to chat about quickly, especially because, you are from England, I am from Canada. We have the space exploration thing. William Shatner, Canadian from Montreal, just went into space. Boldly went where no 90-year-old has gone before.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I believe that's an achievement. It is. No, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd want to do that at that age.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to blow out a hip just on takeoff. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he said publicly, because Prince William had just said, rich people, you should be worrying about climate change rather than space exploration. And William Shatner came back and said, you got to see it.
Yeah, that's a good argument. Yeah, but unfortunately, we can't afford that, the rest of us simple folk.
I know. I had to explain that to somebody the other day. They're like, "Oh, but I would love to do that." And I'm like, "Listen, can you take a first class flight from here to the other end of the country?" And they're like, "No, I can't afford that." And I'm like, chances are you can't afford to go into space either.
Yeah, funny that.
But I thought that would be an interesting chat because we're chatting a little bit about space exploration. I mean, I guess the question is, if you guys could film a music video, afford to film a music video in actual space, that could work.
I mean, that was our singer's original idea to do that sort of thing. But then I was like, yeah, you come up with a budget for that, because funny enough, I don't think I've got that spare.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, I guess there's other ways you could propose it. Now, this artwork that we're taking a look at here, speaking of proposing ways to film things in space, it looks like something not very nice is happening to this young man.
Yes, yeah, he is going through a bit of I can't even think of the word. He's not having a nice time. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah,
yeah,
he's getting chomped.
Yeah. So something happened to his spacecraft. He's been ejected. He's in his suit. However, something is not going very well.
Yeah. So this is basically the experience that our traveler is going to be. Basically, what Insolarus is about. It's about a guy that's basically suffering death over and over again out in space, and he's sort of trapped in this sort of time loop. And that's where the inspiration for that piece of artwork came from, which our friend Tiffany did for us very kindly.
It's graphic, baby.
It is, yeah.
Cool. And then, yeah, for everybody who is listening in, watching, you can definitely check out that artwork on today's show notes. We've got the links for the band socials. We've got 2 videos in Solaris, lyric video, and Pickup, actual music video. And then as well, you can check out the artwork where this guy is just, I don't know what I want to call it. He's exploding, which I don't think would happen in space. You think he would implode, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't really know. No, you do. No, you do. Yeah, you explode in space. Yeah, I think your lungs fill up and then pop, essentially.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that answers that question. Sweet, sir. We chatted about drug addiction and how customer service for drug dealers needs to vastly improve. Day-to-day struggles, climate change, Prince William Shatner, space exploration. One of the things that I thought was really cool that William Shatner had said was how incredible the dichotomy is between how blue the Earth is and how black space is. And then I just immediately thought to myself, for people who don't believe that pictures of space are real, it's just, well, we aren't able to, the way the technology works on a camera lens, we're not able to capture that. And so it's interesting that he was able to describe that as just a regular citizen.
Yeah. Seeing the darkness in space?
Yeah.
Or seeing, oh, right, okay.
Just how black it is, and then therefore how blue the Earth is.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't even know he'd said that.
Yeah. Yeah, because people were asking, like, oh, like, what was your take? What was your impression? You know, just thinking about, oh, you were floating around. Like, what was it like to float around? Like, well, whatever. Who cares about floating around? You get to actually see freaking Earth and seeing how black space actually is. Because we see it with a lot of interference.
Yeah, Earth. We do. I can't remember how that works, but yeah, I know what you mean. But, he's one of the few people that has been up there and now knows that, the Earth isn't a disc.
That is round?
Well, unless you believe that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it could be a belief system.
Yeah, I mean, we can't prove that, I guess. We can't prove that the Earth is flat.
No. I guess he didn't see all the elephants that are holding up the Earth. They didn't take him there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what else is there to tell us about this record? I don't have that you guys are with a record label. Are you guys with a record label for this release?
We are not, no, but we are about to join with a management company next month, just after, at the same time as the release of the album, which will be exciting. But yeah, no, we're doing this all off our own back, which I think is common these days, and it's so easy to do. It would be nice, but,
Okay. I think you guys have quality stuff, and I know contacts at record labels. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee anything, but would you want me to get you in touch with some peeps?
That'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I will make a note. I've got my rainbow pad. I've got my rainbow pad.
I love it.
Yeah, I'll make a note, and we'll go from there. And hopefully you guys can have a conversation and chat about some stuffs and whatever else.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, we appreciate that massively.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned doing a bunch of things that yourself. A lot of bands are capable of doing that. I guess maybe take us through this recording process. Was it, like how a lot of bands are doing it today is they're just doing it at home and, either using plugins or sending it off to somebody else via the internet. Is that kind of what happened here?
What, for the creation of the album?
Yeah, recording the album, mixing it, mastering it.
No, there's a nice little local recording studio from us. I would tell you where it is, but you probably would have no idea where that is. It's a place called Dis, just in Norfolk. And the guy Tom Joy, he's done work with us before, and he did a fantastic job on it. We did tour with the idea of doing it here at home, but there's just such a huge difference between getting someone who knows what they're doing to do it and then doing it in your bedroom. I mean, I can record, fair enough, but it's a different ball game when you're trying to record something that's going to sound extremely good.
I completely agree, Alexei. Now, to sum up, we have chatted about Interstellar. Album's coming out November 5th.
Yep.
Everybody listening in, you've got some links down below in the show notes, as well as 2 videos in Insolarus and Pickup. So, Alexei, that concludes my questions. Thank you so much for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast today.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much for having me on. Been good fun.